am here. Welcome to another edition of the Tyler McClosky Show. Coming to you live, on 92.5 Fox News, but actually we are doing a remote broadcast this week, coming to you from upstate New York, Schenectady. So anybody listening in town in Southwest Florida, I'm back home, back in my original hometown of Schenectady, New York. I wanted to do a quick remote session for you guys this week because there's too much at stake. There's too much at stake with your health insurance every single week. So I felt that this show did not need a repeat episode. We're getting so much traction every single week through all the information we're giving out to everybody that's needing health insurance in Southwest Florida. We wanted to keep it going. So for anybody that's watching and streaming us on YouTube or Spotify channel, thank you very much. If you guys are looking to watch and replay this back, just search the Tyler McClosky Show. You'll see that's a little bit of sweater weather here up in upstate New York. And, we're going to have a good time with it. We're going to talk about everything you need, all the facts, not feelings when it comes to your health insurance. And last week specifically, we kind of really drilled deep down into the pricing of the individual market and how much that savings actually really is. We like to compare it a lot to auto insurance, homeowners insurance, when they talk about 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And when they show you that savings of $500 or $600, they're talking about your annual savings in insurance premiums, not your monthly. And it still blows my mind today, after all the quotes that we do and all the people that we talk to, that we are realistically saving people anywhere from $500 to $700, sometimes even $1,000 a month on their health insurance. And this is so important to why you guys need to be educated and make sure that you're reviewing those options every single year. Every single year you need to be reviewing those options. So we're going to give you the phone number to reach out to the show directly. If you're driving around in a car right now, you're listening, and you know that you either have health insurance that costs way too much, you are on a plan that is simply unaffordable for your spouse or your dependents, or worst case, you have no health insurance at all. Give us a call today so we can discuss your options. 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. Or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com, www.tylermcclosky.com. Or feel free also, you can reach out and look at the new website, the new company, rockethealth.com. You can go directly there, rockethealth.com. We'll give you all the information that you need in order to make sure you are getting the right insurance plan for you and your family. Okay. So again, this week we're doing a little bit of remote session up in Schenectady, New York. I know a lot of people from Southwest Florida are originally from upstate New York, so feel free to call in again if you want to share some stories of where you're at, where you're from, and how different it is back down in Florida. And I will tell you this, I was born here, I grew up in Florida, and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else except for Southwest Florida right now. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Unfortunately, political and everything to do with the pandemic came into the mix, but it's definitely not the same. So be very happy and thankful that we are in Southwest Florida, being able to live and enjoy life. Now, on the topic of insurance and talking about traveling, and maybe you live somewhere else the majority of the year, and this is your second home, how does your insurance work when you're needing to travel back and forth when you live multiple places? A lot of times people sit there and say, hey, I have to buy an Obamacare plan, an ACA plan. And I can probably tell you this, if you're listening to this show right now today, you hate that idea, thinking that that's the only option. Because then again, not only just enrolling into an Obamacare and ACA plan because the prices are through the roof, you are now locked into a network that is harder to use than anything that you could have imagined, especially if you're living in two places. How is it going to work for you when you're back home and you're needing your insurance to work the way that you think it should? What if you're now not in network? What if you're now restricted to doctors and you have to be forced to buy a plan that only covers the area that you're in for one part of the year? On the individual market, we talk about that a lot, specifically in letting everybody know that there are still PPO health insurance plans available. And you don't really hear about it too much anymore. You don't really hear that. It almost seems like prehistoric things before Obamacare of getting a PPO health insurance. Everything that you guys are seeing and utilizing right now is the HMO market, the EPO market, and you are stuck and restricted to that network. On the individual market, that you are able to go to any doctor that you want to without a referral to see a specialist. And over 92% of doctors are in network. And on the individual market with the major carriers that we represent, United Healthcare, National General, Pivot Health, they all have PPO plans. So when we're talking to you and we're making sure we're changing it from one to the other and saving you money, not only are we saving you money, we're most likely getting you a better plan and better plan of ease of access. We had a caller in last week that said that they were traveling on their insurance. They had a broken bone in a different state. They thought that they were going to be in network and it was going to be deemed an emergency. The insurance carrier didn't do that. The insurance carrier stated that was out of network and their bills are through the roof, let alone the high price that they're actually already paying for their health insurance. So when you're looking at that individual market, everything that we're going to do for you is PPO insurance, major medical, and at an affordable rate. Phone number again to reach the show is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com. Again, www.tylermcclosky.com. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a quick short break here. You're listening to a remote session of the Tyler McClosky Show. Stay tuned. Welcome everybody back to another edition of the Tyler McClosky Show. Coming to you live from our remote destination in Schenectady, New York this week. But so thankful to be joining everybody in Southwest Florida every single Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News, where we talk about all the facts, not feelings, in regards to your health insurance. And I specifically use that phrase, that tagline about the facts, not feelings, because so many people want to make health insurance around the idea of what they think it should be and what your friend may have or how their insurance might work. And you feel that the premium shouldn't be this way and you feel that it should work differently. That may all be true to you, but it's not the actual facts of how the insurance works itself. And when you are taking your health insurance into your own hands, what do you care about? Do you care about how you feel about things, how you think they should be? Or do you care about the actual facts of how that insurance is going to work? See, there's a lot of people that are advertising, some of them right here on this radio station, that are advertising certain type of plans. They may make you feel all warm and fuzzy. They may make you feel good because they talk about a reduction in rate and you can keep the same plan that's guaranteed until you're 65 years old. And that plan will never go away. And if you don't have deductibles, how are you going to meet anything? We're going to pay for everything up front. And that sounds and feels good. But when it comes down to the facts of what you're actually purchasing, you have to know what you're up against. And you have to ensure yourself that you're getting a major medical health insurance. So here's what I want to break down and let everybody know and understand today. Especially if you are in that 50, 55, 60-year-old age bracket, getting ready to get on Medicare, one of the most important insurance decisions you're going to make, you have to make sure that you protect yourself in this next 5 to 10 years, 3 years, whatever it might be, that you do not go with the wrong health insurance plan if, God forbid, something major happens to you. And what I mean by that is there's health insurance plans available today when people talk about they're guaranteed until age 65. They're uncancelable. They're 30 to 60% lower than Obamacare, and they pay for all your upfront visits because you're never going to meet a deductible. What that right there is giving you all the red flags of what an indemnity insurance policy is. Has anybody heard of that before? Is anybody used to that? Indemnity insurance means that they pay the first dollar benefit. So that sounds great. So when you go to the doctor a couple times a year, if you get your one checkup, if you get your one MRI or mammogram and they pay for it up front, that sounds good. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy. What they're not telling you though, is if you get diagnosed with something at one of those visits, if you have to now go to the hospital, if you have to get the worst case scenario and have chemotherapy and you're stuck with hundreds of thousands of dollars in bills, that uncancelable indemnity insurance does not cover your major medical. Because what you purchased it for was the warm and fuzzy that it covers your doctor's visits and everything up front, because you don't have a deductible to meet. You don't have a $5,000 deductible to meet. Well, I can tell you this, that you will be wishing and praying that you had a $5,000 deductible to meet, because you'll know that everything is covered after that point when you get a $250,000 bill in the mail. And those are the type of things that people simply are not educated on. Let's take it back to car insurance for a second. How indemnity insurance works is in the reverse of car insurance. If they said your car insurance, everybody's used to that, right? You have a $500 or $1,000 deductible, and then you pay the rest. That's why people don't make claims on their car insurance that much, because they know they don't want to file a claim and have a $500 deductible or a $1,000 deductible hit. Well, if that person came to you and they said, here, we're going to make sure that you don't have to worry about your deductible for car insurance. We're going to take care of all that for you because we're going to pay that $500 to $1,000. Sure, that's going to work for the dent, maybe the small scratch. But guess what? You have that accident. You have that cracked bumper. You have a total loss of the car. That insurance is going to come in. They're going to write you a check for $500 or $1,000. And they say, go fix the rest of your $50,000 car. Because they pay first dollar benefit, you pay the rest. And that's what's happening in the same boat of indemnity health insurance. So when you're listening and paying attention to it, you need to know, are you purchasing major medical health insurance? Sometimes that price is a little bit more money, but you're actually buying peace of mind and giving yourself the protection that you need in the event that something happens. Why would you buy something for the first couple $100, for the first couple doctor visits? You can pay for those out of pocket. That's not the worry. The worry is the major what if scenario. In everything that we do here at Rocket Health, make sure that we're covering for the major catastrophic events. You know, we're going to talk to you all day long and we're going to educate you and we're going to guide you into the right direction. We'll help you enroll in whatever you want to enroll in. But we're not doing our jobs. I'm not doing my job as an agent, as a member of this community, as talking on this radio station every single Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm not doing my job if I don't present to you to make sure that you are covered for the major medical. And you know, I've lost a couple clients because they think and they thought that they'd rather go back to that other plan that covers their doctors up front. And they didn't see the value in having a $5,000 deductible and everything else covered after that. But I promise you, I'm going to give you the best advice. And if what you're on currently works better, I'm going to tell you to stay with that. But if I'm going to explain to you and show you the difference of what major medical health insurance is, that's the best route for not only you, your family. Phone number to reach us directly is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com, www.tylermcclosky.com. So again, we're doing a remote session live up here in New York this week, visiting some family and friends. If anybody's watching, I'll give a little shout out to my parents here. I got the microphone set up for Edison Mortgage Group. Edison Mortgage is my parents' company in Southwest Florida. They've been doing it since 1998. So I'll give a quick plug, a quick shout out. Anybody that's needing help on mortgages, on refinancing your house, on looking to possibly cash out because the rates have changed or anything else like that, you can definitely give us a call as well too. Call the same number we just talked about. We'll give you mortgage advice. We'll help you on that route. I'll pass you off to my family so they can help help you with anything with mortgages. But we got the mic set up here a little bit that you can see a little bit of the Edison Mortgage and Associates for a little bit of advertising this week as well too. Okay, so phone number for everybody to reach out, 239-633-3140. We're going to take one last short break. You guys are listening to the Tyler McClosky Show. Welcome everybody back to the Tyler McClosky Show, coming to you live from Schenectady, New York, in a remote destination session, but every single week on 92.5 Fox News, locally here in Southwest Florida, streaming online on Spotify, Apple iTunes, and iHeartRadio, actually, as well. We talk about all the time, every single week, the facts, not feelings about health insurance, and that gap that a lot of people are having right now between the age of 50, 55, 60 until you're ready for Medicare. So when you think that COBRA is your only option or that the ACA is your only option, and you think that you have to be stuck paying those high premiums, we want to just let everybody know that the individual market is something that is available to you. We can go through a health questionnaire if you are healthy, if you don't have a lot of medications, if you don't have massive pre-existing conditions. Not everything, some minor stuff is fine. If you don't need all that coverage for you currently have cancer, you had a heart attack the last 2-3 years. An underwritten plan on the individual market is something that is available to you in Southwest Florida that is hundreds, if not possibly $1,000 a month cheaper than what you're currently paying through your work, through your employer, or through Obamacare. The plans are still available to you, and we review it every single week. Top carriers like United Healthcare, National General, Pivot, Aetna, Cigna, many more, we have you covered. Phone number to call us directly is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. I'm going to do a little bit more talking this week as we're getting towards the end of the year. Something about Medicare. A lot of clientele on this radio station specifically has questions about Medicare. You're getting bombarded with phone calls. You're getting blasted with emails and spam mail to your mailbox every single day. And you're kind of confused on what direction and which way to go. So I'm going to break that down for everybody, do a quick little session here on Medicare, because I'm here to remind everybody and let everybody know that even though we talk about that under 65 health insurance market because it's so much of a need, it's so much of help that's needed, maybe your spouse is already on Medicare, or they're turning 65 and they don't know what to do. So we're going to break this down to you very simply put today. If you are turning 65 and going onto Medicare for the first time, please listen closely. I am going to educate you the easiest way possible so you can make the most informed decision. You might have heard of Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, Part C, Plan C, Plan A, Plan F, Plan N, Plan G, Medicare Complete, PDP, Part D plans. You are so confused. And I don't blame you. It doesn't have to be that confusing, especially when you are turning 65. So we're going to break it down into two options. I'm using generalized terms here just to make it very simply put for everybody to understand. When you are turning 65 years old, you have two options on which way to go with your Medicare. I say it's the most important time in your health insurance decision life because it is the one time that you are guaranteed issued in your open enrollment period to have a Medicare supplement plan with no health questions whatsoever. So we're going to use Southwest Florida as an example, might as well right here in our backyard and talk about some pricing. When you are turning 65 years old, you have two choices. Choice number one, pick and choose a Medicare supplement plan which pays a monthly premium and covers almost everything out of pocket at 100%. Or option number two would be to pick and choose and enroll into a Medicare Advantage plan, Medicare Part C, Medicare Complete, which is you're choosing a health insurance company on Medicare Advantage. Typically, a low or $0 monthly premium, and then you pay as you go. So you'll have standard copays, you'll have standard deductible, you'll have out-of-pocket maximums, and it's back to like a regular health insurance that you're used to before. So again, those are your two big choices that you have to make: Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, which direction do you go? I'm going to tell you the difference right now. And as an agent's perspective, if it was my family, my parents, my relatives, and all the clients that we work with, I'm going to absolutely tell you what you should do. Then the ultimate decision is up to you. A Medicare supplement, you pay a monthly premium. I don't care what they tell you about how many letters are associated with all the plans that are available. Plan A, Plan B, Plan F, Plan N, Plan G, so on, so forth. There's only one plan that you need to be concerned with. Now, it has changed in the last couple of years. It used to be the Plan F plan, but now that's been taken away. Today and today only, if you are enrolling into Medicare, if you're turning 65, getting Medicare for the first time, and you're choosing a Medicare supplement, the only thing you need to be concerned with is a Plan G Medicare supplement plan. There's no reason to go anywhere else. That's the plan that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Simply put, it covers everything out of pocket for hospitals and doctors at 100% besides your Part B deductible. So you have a small Part B deductible, $230 some odd a year. Everything's covered 100% after that. You don't have to worry about a doctor copay. You don't have to worry about a deductible. You don't have to worry about a max amount of pocket. And best of all of it, you can go to any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare. Period. End of story. No questions asked. In Florida, in the United States, it doesn't matter. It travels with you, and you never have to be concerned about a network. If right now you're used to paying $500, $800, $1,000, $1,500 a month for your health insurance, you're about to be blown away when I tell you how much something like that costs. Because if you're 63 years old, you would die to pay for that plan and pay $1,000 a month to have everything covered at 100%, nothing out of pocket, guaranteed issue with no health questions. How much would you be willing to pay for that? When you're turning 65 and going on a Medicare, a plan like that is around $200 a month. Period, stop, end of story. $200 a month is your Medicare supplement turning 65 here in Southwest Florida. Really, it boils down to not much more than that. I don't know why you would look at anything else when you're turning 65. Because if you elect not to take it at 65, but then you choose at 67, 68, 72, you have to go through health questions in order to see if you qualify for it. And what's going to be the reason you're going to want to switch later on when you're older at 68, 70, 72? You're going to want to switch because something happened, right? That's the only reason why you'd switch. If you went to a Medicare Advantage plan to pay little to nothing out of pocket, the plan's going to work beautifully if you don't have to use it until now you get restricted to networks, until now you have to go through all the bureaucracy of the health insurance company. Why wouldn't you just take the Medicare supplement when you need it? Because now you have to answer health questions when you're older. When you turn 65, one time and one time only, you are open enrollment, guaranteed issue. You never have to answer a health question. The other option, if you don't want to pay for a Medicare supplement plan, you can go to a Medicare Advantage. Again, there's great plans. We sell and enroll people in them all day long. But at those type of plans, you are now in a network. You have to pay as you use it. You have to use the benefits that they give you. And the network's going to be the biggest restriction, especially for people that live in multiple places throughout the year. So that might have just made your decision for you. If you're able to afford around $200 a month, you're getting a Medicare supplement plan when you turn 65. I'll discuss that with you. I'll go over that with you. I will help you out. Anybody that needs that plan, we've got you covered. So phone number to reach us directly, again, is 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. Or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com. Again, www.tylermcclosky.com. You know, if your spouse is already on Medicare and they have questions, they want to know what to do different and how we change and what's going to happen during annual enrollment, I've got you covered. We'll go over everything, but hopefully, everybody listening to this show right now took in what I just said over the last 5 to 10 minutes. That's the easiest thing for you to understand. You don't ever have to worry about all the pieces of things you get in the mail, all the phone calls that you get. You're choosing a Medicare supplement plan when you turn 65 and you are good to go. That's the way that we do it here. All right. I appreciate everybody tuning in every single week. This show has been fantastic for us. It's been a great education source in Southwest Florida. We're in the month of September now, and we're just, getting more and more clients to help out every single week. Specifically in that bracket, if you're needing health insurance because your job is charging too much, if adding your spouse or dependents on that plan is making the premium go through the roof, you have no idea how much more affordable it is on the private individual market. And that's what we're here to help you with. You're not sacrificing any benefits. You're not taking away from a major medical health insurance plan, because that's what we do. Phone number again, 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. Next week, every Saturday at 11 a.m., we'll be back live in studio in Southwest Florida, live from 92.5 Fox News. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you take your health insurance as a priority. Make sure it is serious for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to The Tyler McClosky Show.